Hi, I'm Sara Maika. I'm a regional airline pilot and this is how I work it. I'm going to take you through 24 hours of my beauty and wellness routine. I currently fly in Embraer 175. I'll normally fly 3 flights, or we like to call them legs, in a day. My day can start as early as 5 a.m. or as late as 5 or 6 p.m. I just woke up. It's currently 6:53 here in Los Angeles. So I'm gonna make myself some coffee and take you through my day with me. Before I head out to the gym, I'm gonna have something simple, just a banana. If I don't have a banana, I'll usually have oatmeal. I like to eat carbs before my workout, and I'll usually wait about an hour or so before I hit the gym so that I am able to use that energy. I'm on my way to the gym now. I'm wearing all black today. And I'm gonna hit upper body, do some cardio, come back, and then get ready for work. I love to strength train, so I weight lift a lot, and I also like to do jump rope, and I go to boxing every now and then. I love to exercise and work out not only for my mental clarity, and it just makes me feel good. As an airline pilot, we're generally required to have a clean bill of health in order to fly. After the gym, I usually don't have much time to kind of just relax, so I'll shower, make myself lunch, drink a protein shake, and then I just start getting ready for work. If I start a 2-day trip, I'll use packing cubes, and that helps to keep me organized. So this is my makeup bag, and underneath I have my hair tools that I use every single time. This is an extra laundry bag, and then I bring my workout shoes slash going out shoes. They're perfect for either occasion. I put them in a shower cap so it doesn't get the rest of my suitcase dirty. This is my toiletry bag, and then I also use these packing cubes to put the rest of my clothes in, such as my pajamas, workout clothes, going out clothes, extra uniform, etc. And I pretty much pack the same things every single time. So that's that, and then we are ready to go. So I just got out of the shower. The first product that I use is this Myriad Essential C toner. Then I use this moisturizer by Dermalogica. It's the Intensive Moisture Balance, and I just apply that onto my face. It is very dehydrating to be in the cockpit because the cabin air is so dry, so it is important to stay moisturized. And the last step is I use this sunscreen. It's by SkinCeuticals. It is their Physical Fusion UV Defense Sunscreen. I love this sunscreen because it has a little tint to it. So if you don't want to wear makeup, you could even just apply this and it'll give your skin a nice glow. And it just gives you a little bit of coverage, and I feel like it helps my makeup look better. And I apply this every single day. It's important because as an airline pilot, we are so close to the sun. We're constantly exposed, so it's important to wear sunscreen. I also put some on my hands, my wrists, and my neck. So now I'm gonna dry my hair. I use the Dyson Airwrap kit. I'm gonna use this attachment to kind of rough dry all over, and then after I switch it to this one, to kind of just dry my roots and give my hair a little bit more volume. Now to style my hair, I'm gonna use this dryer curler 2-in-1 tool. I use it every single day to do my hair, and I feel like it's less drying and less damaging than a typical iron hair curler. And it's so lightweight and easy to pack, so this is like a must-have in my suitcase for when I travel. I don't really section my hair with clips or anything. I kind of just grab pieces and curl it. Next, I'm using this Caviar Anti-Aging Perfect Texture Spray, and I'm just gonna spray it all around my roots. And my hair is done. Now I'm gonna do my makeup, get ready, and head off to work. The first product I always start with before I do my makeup is this Palmer's Cocoa Butter Swivel Stick. I use it as a chapstick. You can use it for all over moisture, but it smells amazing, and I found that this makes my lips the softest, so I'll just apply a little bit of that so my lips can be moisturized while I'm doing my makeup, and then when I apply my lipstick, it's all nice and smooth. Then I use this mattifying poreless primer by Milk Makeup, and I like this one because throughout the day I do have combination oily skin, and while I'm flying, like after every flight, I'm always oily. and I feel like this has helped a lot. So I'll apply this before I go into my foundation. So I'll just take a little bit of this primer, and I like to apply it on my cheeks and my T-zone. And I feel like this helps me stay a little bit more matte throughout the day and just helps with my oily skin. Next, I apply my foundation. I use the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I love this one because I don't use concealer. I feel like this gives me a perfect amount of coverage without it being too much. And I'll just apply about a pump or so. And I'll take a foundation brush and I just kind of put it on my face and just blend it in with the brush. And because I don't use concealer, I also like to go a little bit under my eyes and on my eyelids as well. After my foundation, then I go into this cream bronzer. This is the Makeup by Mario cream bronzer, or it's actually the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. I love this stuff. On top of my foundation, I'll just apply it on my cheekbones and around my forehead as well. I really love a nice bronze look, but I don't go too heavy with it. I like to keep my makeup natural while I'm at work, but I feel like this does help a lot to warm up my face. At work, there are some uniform guidelines that we follow. For example, we can pretty much express ourselves how we want to as long as it's neat. So we can wear our hair up or down. I typically wear my hair down and curled. And then as for makeup, I like to keep it natural, but you can kind of do your makeup how you want as long as it's not super bold. And as for nails, I always like to have a manicure. So after I use the cream bronzer, I then set my face with the translucent powder. This is the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I'll take a little powder brush and I like to set it along my T-zone and my cheeks. I find like my cheeks get really oily, so I'll do that. And also a little bit of where I put the cream bronzer. Next is I use this powder bronzer. This is my favorite one. It's the Natasha Denona Contour Sculpting Powder. And this is what the color looks like. I actually just hit the pan on my last one, so this is a brand new bronzer. And then I go in with a brush that allows for a little bit more precision, and I'll layer this bronzer on top of the cream that I just did. I like to add the translucent powder before I do this bronzing step because I feel like it helps my makeup blend a little bit more rather than just applying a powder bronzer directly on top of like the cream in my foundation. I feel like it just helps my makeup look a little less blotchy. I really like the look of like a bronze sun-kissed glow. I'll also kind of like put it right here and a little bit on my nose. And it's a buildable bronzer, so I typically do go in for a little bit more. Next, I use this palette by Hourglass, and it's kind of like a contouring palette. It has bronzer, blush, and highlight in it. So I take a blush brush and I kind of mix these two colors together. And it is pretty pigmented, so I like to start off light and then I'll kind of build it as I go. And I'll just put it on the apples of my cheeks, lifting it upwards. It kind of looks like I've been outside all day, and I really do like that look. Next, this is my favorite step, and it's kind of actually a little secret that I'm spilling now. I use this Long Wear Freckle Makeup by Freck, and it looks like this. And I do have natural freckles, but when I wear foundation, it covers it up, and I used to hate my freckles growing up and I would want it to get lasered off, and I used to cry about it, but now I absolutely love my freckles, so I kind of just want them to pop a little bit more through the makeup, and this helps with that. With this product, you have to be kind of quick, so I'm going to dot my face kind of messily, and then I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to pat it all around. Kind of like that, and I start off and I take my fingers and I kind of just pat it in. So I kind of just go all around, and you have to be quick before it dries too fast because then the pigment is like a little too strong and it looks a little bit more unnatural. Some like finishing touches. And those are my instant freckles. I just haven't found the right way to do eyeshadow yet, and I just like to keep it simple with mascara and a little bit of eyeliner. So I'm just gonna curl my lashes and then put some mascara on. This eyelash curler is from Shu Uemura, and I kind of just hold it and clamp it a couple of times. This is my all-time favorite mascara. It's the Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High, And I've been using this one for maybe about a year, 2 years, and I love it. The brush bristles are really small and precise, and I feel like it just like helps to elongate my eyelashes. And I start with a light hand and I kind of just coat it a few times. I always get it on my eyelids, so I'm just gonna kind of clean that up with a Q-tip really quick. And then I'll go in with an eyeliner pencil. This one is by NYX. It's simple, but I love it. It's just a black eyeliner. And I put it on the inside of my upper waterline. I just gently lift up my lash line and then I go in with the eyeliner. And I do it all the way down to the inner corner of my eye. And I feel like it just helps my lash line look a little thicker. Then I go in with my brows. I use this basic brow pencil from Sephora. And what I do is I use really light strokes and I kind of just go under to fill in like the sparse areas in the front, but I don't fill it in a lot. I still like to keep it looking kind of natural. So I'll just very lightly kind of like draw it out like this. And that's as much as I'll do. And then there's like a little line and I'll take the bristle part and just blend it into my eyebrow. And then I take this clear brow gel from e.l.f. There's like a clear brow gel side and a lash side for like clear mascara, but I use both of them for my eyebrows. But I've been using this product since I was in middle school. This is really funny. But I have a lot of hair, so sometimes if I'm not paying attention or like my hair gets in the way or like I'm putting clothes on, my eyebrows will like get so messed up and it'll just kind of like look crazy like that. So this brow gel helps it stay in place. It doesn't add extra color, which I like because I feel like my brows are already pretty dark, so it just kind of makes them hold its shape. And those are my eyebrows. The final step is lips. I like to use a wide variety of lip products. One that I find myself going to 90% of the time is this lipstick by Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Pillow Talk one. I love it. Once I do the bottom, I blend it first. And then I'll apply some more to the top. And then I go in with this lipstick by YSL, and it's a more sheer pinky color, but it still matches well with the Pillow Talk one from Charlotte Tilbury. And very lightly, just kind of apply that kind of in the center more. And I don't really put too much, just a little bit. Like that. And that's it for my makeup. So I just got dressed. It is time to go to work. I'm gonna grab my bags, put everything together, and then head out the door. I have 3 bags with me, so I use my suitcase, my flight bag, and my cooler. So if I'm bringing any food for my meal prep, I make sure that that's in there as well. I meal prep because I try to stay healthy. Airport food is really expensive, and they also don't have the best options, so I feel like meal prepping helps me stay on track with my fitness goals. A little tip, however, is that Seattle, Portland, and San Francisco, in my opinion, have the best restaurants. In my cooler, I keep a lot of snacks, and I usually do try to meal prep for my work trips. So I'll bring a lot of protein bars, snack bars, hydration tablets, because that's another thing, is it's really easy to get dehydrated while you're flying. So I feel like the tablets help me a little bit. And then for my meals, I'll bring, you know, like pasta salad, chicken and rice and broccoli, protein shakes, energy drinks, salad, just kind of anything that will hold itself well as I'm traveling. But I do also use ice packs, and I keep those in the cooler to help keep my food fresh. Once I have everything packed and I'm ready to go, I head out and head to the airport. Bye. Once I arrive at the airport, I check in on my company's computer saying that, you know, I'm here for work. It's 2:30 p.m. here. I'm waiting for the shuttle to take me over to the airport, and then I'm gonna check in and head over to my gate. Now I just checked in at my gate and I'm walking over to the plane. Once I go through the jet bridge, I walk to the airplane and begin my pre-flight duties. So a pre-flight inspection, or we often call them walk-arounds in aviation, it'll take me about 5 minutes. So at my airline for the pre-flight inspection, one of the items we do is called an exterior walk-around. And essentially we're walking around the entire exterior of the aircraft and visibly checking to make sure that the airplane and all of its parts are in good working condition. Some of the things that we're looking for are dents on the aircraft surface. We're checking the condition of the tire, condition of the engine and its parts, looking for any fluid leaks, making sure that there's no blockages on air inlets, and just the overall condition of the plane. The walk around is just one part of the pre-flight, but before the passengers board, we also do a bunch of other checks inside of the cockpit. Each pilot has their own flows, as we like to call it. So the captain has his flows, I have my flows, and we're just checking everything. And once we do that, then we get the weather, we get our clearance, our route, performance numbers, and we start inputting that into a little computer in the plane. We call it the MCDU. And we'll input all of that information into the plane. In the cockpit, I'm a first officer, so I sit on the right side of the plane and the captain sits on the left. This is where I keep my flight bag in this little compartment here. This is where I sit on the right side of the plane because I'm a first officer, and then my cooler bag goes behind the seat and it fits within this little crevice right here. We also do a crew briefing before every flight, so once that's completed and all of our other pre-flight duties are finished, then the passengers can board, and once they're done boarding, we essentially can just take off and we're ready to go. One problem I have is I love snacking while I'm flying, especially on longer flights. For me, longer is like 3 hours, 2.5 to 3 hours. I get hungry, so I often have snacks that I meal prepped with me. So I'll have like a protein bar or another snack bar. I also do eat my lunch. Like if it's a salad, I'll just eat that while we're flying because autopilot's on. But I'm also a victim of airplane snacks, and I love like the little Biscoff cookies that we have, or like pretzels or things like that, so I am guilty of eating those too. I have two favorite things about being an airline pilot. One of them is the views that I get to see while I'm flying. As cheesy as it is, we have these giant windows and we're able to just see like sunrises, sunsets, even thunderstorms look cool from afar. So I definitely love the views. My second favorite part about being an airline pilot is the camaraderie that happens between the crews and just being able to fly with and work with a bunch of different people. Typically every trip has a different crew and I won't fly with the same people more than like once or twice. So every trip I'm meeting new people and there's like a fun work dynamic that we have, and we always have each other's backs. After our last flight of the day is finished, I'll do an exterior walk around. Typically the first officer does the walk arounds. It's the same walk around that we do for our pre-flight. We just do one post-flight as well to make sure that there's nothing abnormal that happened during the flight and the aircraft is still in good condition. So my day can end at around 11 or even 12 sometimes, but I would say on average maybe around 9 to 10 p.m. is when we would finish our last trip of the day. Once I get to the hotel, wash my hands, take off my uniform, take a shower, and then I'll start getting into my nighttime skincare routine. I start by removing my makeup with this oil by Shu Uemura. Just kind of massage it into my skin and it helps to melt away all of the makeup that I'm wearing. Once I've washed all of the oil off my face, I go in with my Murad Essential C Cleanser. Then I take a cotton pad and my Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid exfoliant, and I apply this onto my skin. I use this moisturizer by Dermalogica. It's their intensive moisture balance, and I apply this all over. Lastly, I go in with an eye cream. It's by NeoCutis, and it's their extra moisturizing illuminating eye cream. And I use my ring finger and kind of just pat that in. And now I just need to brush my teeth and then I'm ready for bed. And because I do travel a lot for work and I'm in different environments and I'm in the cockpit, which is the air quality isn't the best, I am prone to breakouts. So if I am experiencing a breakout, I'll use a spot treatment. Once I'm in bed, that's the time I use to catch up on everything with social media. I'll watch TikToks, go on Instagram, text my friends. I also check my emails, but because I'm flying throughout the day, we don't have service. So once I'm in bed and my day is finished, I usually use that time to kind of just enjoy my time on my phone and use that for entertainment. So it's 12 a.m. now and I'm about to go to bed. Thank you so much, Allure, for spending the day with me.